dominant, hey, I'm going to go out 10, 11 eliminations and get the dub on high ground. But then you have a team that's just like, oh, you know what? We're just going to chill low ground. We're going to go for these elims. If they come to us, they come to us. And that's what Clement, Loki, and Deceptos are doing. But okay, wait a minute. Ken changing it up a little bit.
I think they've been splitting a little bit of that south side this entire time on the map. Was a team who was going to be dropping here, but then ended up not going all the way to round 4. So we'll see Hen claiming up this entire middle spot, including a little bit of greediness towards Misty. I like it, but Floki, Clement, Deceptos not going to be able to do much to kind of say anything about it. They have to focus on their spot, their zone. Fastroki, actually, I mean, we had this entire breakdown from Reese about how to end a fight fast. Looks like they might have been tuning into the broadcast there, Clay, because Fastroki's been going down at least. Maybe even another player from Aqua's trio. That Bony Burbs fight is going to last a long time this time.
I'm surprised. I haven't seen Fastroki go down that quickly, and CRR gonna go down as well. So now it's all on the shoulders of Aqua to 1v3 clutch it up. And again, that's an awkward fight. Boney is again one of those POIs. It just doesn't happen quickly, in my opinion. Yes, Reese did a beautiful breakdown of it, but if you're not setting it up the way Reese talked about, you're gonna go down like Aqua, and now they're out. 8th place gone.
I mean, it was a very good breakdown if you guys did watch it. Basically, or if you're just tuning in for this game, Aqua and CRR got into positions to actually interrupt the path the other team was taking, T-Chips and company, and got early weapons faster, literally in the first 5 seconds, had great pistols, and got to basically stop the game before it started. I would assume on the side of T-Chips, they probably spread out a bit more and got a little bit less greedy, took their time with an off-spawn fight, ended up maybe getting a little bit luckier than Aqua's team off spawn on the weapons and whatnot too. For Snazy, Sky, and Nate, looks like this time Caddy Corner will not be free. It'll be a little bit more feisty. They'll have to make it out alive after a fight off spawn.
God, is one of my favorite POIs to watch and fight in early, just because there's so many unique opportunities. You can use those teleporters to go wherever you want. You can find shots outside of these angles that you normally wouldn't be able to. And I like the way Snazy Sky and Nate have hunkered down. They said, look, we've already got one of you. If you want to get the rest of us, you've got to come to us.
Definitely. And Karma as well kind of has that entire type of, you know, nuance backwards. He's actually going to be pushing other people himself off of that last win, picking up an entire squad that actually took out Aquas all the way at Bony Burbs. As that fight is breaking down, Snazy's trying to close out on this one, gets a knock on the Tobe, goes for the big finish. This is ultimate defense, right? This is one of the best squads at playing out, as I said last game, their set game plans. And if it's about surviving off spawn, Snazy, Sky, and Nate, if it's a challenge like this, they can definitely do it.
Bag is the one, and I think one of the easiest to do it in as well. You just, especially if you're the squad that lands at the main building, you just already naturally have so many more materials than the team that does land at the gas station. So you already set yourself up in a position to just hunker down and wait if there's a team that can test you. They also are going to get zoned, but moving over, we see another one of these satellite dishes being contested. It's going to be Air Kid and company trying to take down a team who is going very aggressive. We see another player coming in from Steamy. Lazen got a player on top of him, but is going to be able to get out. His teammate there to help him out, but no, down to 1 HP. No! Almost able to clutch it up, not able to do so. Artisan going to fall now as well. But what can Blackie find? Can they find Mark? No, not going to be able to do so. Mark going to take him down. It's actually, I think, going to go over as well. Onyx, a third party, says, hey, wait a minute. I see this fight. I know there's only one player left. Let me go in. Let me be a little bit greedy. And now's the time to do it.
Might think that everyone's down, but no, he finds a knocked body to the nose. At least one straggler surviving in this fight. It was actually Blackie's team that got the first knock to start things off. So Mark with a huge defense on the 2v3. It was Ori that went down to Blackie as things started. Shizo comes in to hold things down. And then the big limousine rolls by with the high rollers, Mustache and Malabuka, ready to chop down the whole fight, find out where Mark is, pick up some free points, and get 2 teams worth of loot.
And I love this from them. They say, you know what, we're in 4th place, but we're an aggressive team. We're not going to stop playing the way we want to just because of the placement that we have overall. And that's what Fortnite is. if you're getting to where you are by being aggressive and it's working out for you, keep doing your game until you have to play the tournament management game, until it's that last game and you have to say, hey, you know what? I've got to just stay alive. And speaking of that, can Mark do that? That player just barely missed them. And somehow, they didn't even see him.
He had a free pump to take, but nah, Marsage was too close by. They get a launch pad out of it, a lot of meds as well in terms of shields and some ammunition. Not the craziest in terms of upgrading the loadout. It does have a very good in terms of, you know, consumables, a buff to this trio. Move it in. They get to basically roll in with Steamy and Dirty Docks inside their inventories. They'll also want to be looking out for the last game winners, Karma, Aware, and Zendaya. Off of that big fight at Boney and off of their spawn as well. They're probably going to have insane loadouts. I want to see exactly how many eliminations they're rolling in with as well. And who else is there as a big focus? I mean, Floki, Clement, Decepto's obviously in the mid game. Going to be huge on their position. Here's Zendaya, who got the last elimination in the fight inside Boney. We're going to take a little bit of damage, probably from just trying to shoot at people. They're also moving really open, side risky. And you were praising this spot on the map entirely, Clay, right? Last game. This is a very good spot to be in. You have control whether you want to go, you know, if it's a north zone or a south zone, towards the left side, down to Sludgy, or towards the mountains. Looks like these guys are going to be moving through Weeping very soon.
And nobody landed here. Nobody rotated through here. And they've already got 2 elims. They've already got a lot of loot, and now they're rotating through an unlooted area. This is even better.
Hear themselves too. Lots of elims in that first zone. Lots of elims in general on certain teams as well. You know, Snaze is up there with the double digits back to back. We know Floki, Clement, Deceptos is also there with the 10-10. Each on their own. I mean, it's huge.
Yeah, and for reference, no team had multiple games with 10 eliminations in first qualifier. Snaze has already got 2.
That's Floki, Clement, Deceptos actually that has the 2 in terms of double digit elims.
My apologies there, but and this zone I really like, because I want to focus here on Karma, Zendaya, and Arwa, as they are going to be one of the only trios we've seen actively get the chance to rotate through the convergence and reap the benefits. Again, they've rotated from their initial job spot to risky to now the convergence. That's 3 POIs worth of loot. They are set up so well, and 4 considering they rotated into Boney as well.
And the big thing too of being inside the convergence, we were talking about it a little bit in the pre-show. It's like an all-in POI. There's not much to get in terms of, you know, mats here too much, or to kind of refresh or take certain positions overall. You can't really replace anything. Once you're building here, you're building. But the big thing is, if you catch someone off guard, you can really go all in and know exactly where they're moving. Every time you build, look at the juxtaposition in color even, right? It's these dark builds versus the vibrant purple, the naturalness of this POI. It's very easy to track exactly where everyone is. Whereas in there, Karma are not going to be able to hide. They have to fight.
And in all honesty, this is probably the worst POI for me to fight in, because I can't see purple. and any of these outfits that players are wearing that may blend in with purple, or if they're red and green, it's just all the same there to me. So if I was this trio, I would get out. I would say, no, thank you. I tell my trio we are avoiding the convergence at all costs, because it's just not a POI that I would want to fight in because of that, as well as, again, it's awkward. It reminds me of some of those aim trainer maps that you would have those zombies bounce back and forth upon, and you would try to hit them out of the air.
Oh, it's definitely the same vibe, and no wonder I never see you going for zone fights either then, right? Purple hues, not worth. Keeps the game sense up though. You get to be center zone all the time, Clay. Mad respect.
Gotta focus on getting center zone, and you see how powerful it is.
Yeah, no, definitely. For a lot of the teams that are playing here so far, the best thing has just been being comfortable, getting to play your own game. But the other side of that too, right? If we're talking about that play style, obviously first place, Floki, Clement, Deceptos is who to focus on for it. The issue with playing consistent is that if you miss that one game, it's basically chalked your whole performance of holding first place. You want to make sure that there is at least one pop-off game that, yeah, you're playing consistent, but that consistency leads to a VR. Because if you do end up slipping up, like, you could just have 6 good games, but that's not as likely. If you do end up slipping up, then you kind of go into the top 5. You're not taking home first for that week.
Luckily for them, they've already got a 14-point lead, so they can still kind of edge that lead out. But when KPI, Crow, and Diox here are having the same consistency, in fact, both games got 6th place and both games got 7 eliminations. So both second place and first place are playing the consistent game. Meanwhile, third place, it went from that 20th place with 2 elims to first place with 13.
Yeah, they have a little bit more momentum with the win in 13 as well. So, I mean, this game, that third place team, Karmas, took out Aqua too. Wow, Malabuka, lethal on the beam. But he gets returned with almost the same amount of damage. We'll see how they look. For Malabuka's squad, in the second game, they had 4 elims still. So they're kind of looking in the same spot right now. Picked up Heart, an early team, but then went down in 12th overall. So things didn't go the best way inside the 7th zone, the 8th zone. This time, though, Pro and Malabuka, they're going to collide. Might be for Surge, might be a little bit of a box fight. And with those Firefly jars popping in, Clay, this is definitely go the whole mile.
And this is 2nd versus 4th place right now. This is such a huge fight in the standings. They're below. 2nd place needs this damage. They've got one more Firefly to throw, but with them all in wood, it would be advantageous if they did. Stinky KPI trying to go for the shots as well as Diox going from the other side. They're trying to put this pinch on them, but this team just continuing to back away. Malabuka, much more experienced in fighting this situation. It seems like this is where they thrive, and it's going to be there. They're going to find the shots, but Diox can go down really low. KPI goes for the bait, goes for the trap set up. KPI will get out, will drop away there. Diox still alive. It's going to be Connor going down the feed to Nate there. There's a lot of damage coming through. They put a lot back, but look at how much they've taken. And again, Malabuka, Versace, and Shizo, they are just better at these fights.
Every time you're trying to attack this team, I see them as kind of like an armadillo. They'll just move in, roll up, and there's no penetrating the shell whatsoever. I mean, Crow, Josie, and Diox are trying, but it's not enough. They've got the Surge. They have everything they need. They can just let you simmer. We saw it in game 1 as well. They let every team around them fight first, but Crow might strike at their eyes fast. And boom, Hosey on the backside also is landing huge pumps. They're going to end up going down, but at a huge cost to the side of Versace and Malabuka. No, not actually. I thought Shizo might have gone down. Even when I think they're doing damage, it's not enough. If these guys had trading cards as a team or something, their defense stats would be like at the 90s, maybe all the way over at triple-digit 100, because I've never seen them, you know, torn apart inside a mid-game fight.
And just like that, they're back. They're back to full HP. They're back healed up. If they want to fight again, they can. And that is so huge because they dropped 3 places. Again, they were in first and dropping down. So they're not okay with that. They're not. No, we want to go for that first place. And we talk about being consistent. We talk about pop-off games. They had one with that first game, that victory royale, then ended up getting 12th, which is still not bad, but not enough for them. And you see, it doesn't matter. Hey, we're still going to keep going for aggressive eliminations, and we're still going to go push for it. But what's going to hurt them, as I say that, I'm going to take it back immediately, because look at the rotation they're getting right now. They're already ahead of the game on this side. Nobody else over there. Just that one other team shooting at them now, but they're already in zone. It's not an issue. They got this team following behind. But look, they're set up so well.
I think the only way you can ever stop this team is kind of off spawn. Savage and Dread Ref's Guard have done it for a few seasons. This time, Benji, Savage, and Dread waiting for them, seeing exactly what will happen inside those finals. But I feel like at the same time, if they're looking this good when they have the loot in the mats, maybe it'll help them off spawn inside those finals. Still, very good position all the way on the corner side of a mountain at Caddy Corner. I'm wondering where Stacey is specifically as well, because this will be their home zone that they're playing. With the third one locking in, Clay. I mean, rotations are the name of the game. If you're caught on a bad position right now, you explained it last game. Looking up a mountain, very scary, and 10 times more difficult to move past.
And where are Floki, Clement, and Deceptos? Again, they've got a little bit more of a cushion now. It's only a 3-point difference there between second and third, and fourth tied as well. But that's still a good amount of room for them to work with. But I want to know where they are. As we see now, this is going to be third place. Zendaya, Karma, and Awar up here on the satellite dish just south of Craggy. No one's claimed that mountain. It seemed like it seemed pretty open. And honestly, I would rather be where Malibuca was than right down there. Look at how many trios are contested on the edge of that zone, Chayo. And with this zone, it's going to go northeast. Everyone's going to have a very, very hard time making that rotation.
It's going to be very good for the side of Malibuca. Should be fine for Karma, Awareness, and Dare right now, too, because they're going to move by on higher elevation. They don't even need to see anyone at all as they rotate. They'll just pick up a few mats and be on their way. Their issues will come right on that zone line. Those three teams battling at the back. Already one person knocked. That fight will get cold and frosty fast. Akadi 2, no base is fully complete. And kind of safe right now. Clement, Floki, and Sliptos, they're going to be chilling here. A little bit of a mouthful, but the position is as strong too. Pen's going to be right above them. Both teams very strong. Looking to see if they can turn this spot into a very good game.
This is also one of the biggest disadvantages is they're very close to that mountain. They're very close to that cliffside. And they luckily, I think they have enough room with it. But if they've got to go up, they've got to go up through Vadil. They've got to go up through Noah Riley. Those are not two players I would ever want to fight at all in my entire career of Fortnite. And because they're just so good at that box to box, they're so good at fighting in this moment right now. With this zone moving just now, I'm intrigued to see where Deceptos, Clement, and Foki are in terms of that Storm Surge. As we see Joe now going to fall Mongrel, his teammate, unfortunately, and we'll wait on that. It says 27 above, but I doubt that they're going to be any much more higher than that on 148, so they should be fine. But it doesn't seem like anybody else around them wants them to just sit.
It's a very unique position at this point in the game. That big mountain you're talking about, and the fact that no one's on it, it's kind of like a unpassable section in a video game, right? Sometimes you hit those invisible walls and it makes you turn around. That's what this mountain is like right now. It's not inside the code of this end game just yet. It's DLC that's not unlocked because it'd be foolish to go all the way up there, burn all those mats, and not have the zone pull right there right now. The main story we're focused on, none of that additional content we're looking at. You know, it's not chapter 3. We're still in chapter 2 right now. We're still in this game, in this zone. It's all about the positions closer to the ground that aren't going to cost you too many mats. Look at the build that Skype, Nate, and Snazer are shooting at. It's just about 4 boxes. People are being very minimalistic with their bases right now because they're going to have to move across so many mountains, so many valleys. And if the zone does lock him south, maybe that DLC expansion moves over to the mountain. No, it still stays locked. The story will not go there for the moment. We'll go to what seems like almost unclaimed space. The majority of the south side of the zone should move there in just a second. The north should be a little bit more of the dead side. I want to know which trio is the one that's still there right now and has it for free, basically. It looks like people are going to have to hike, Clay. This is going to be a crazy zone to play off of. Those mountains, they're tough.
And our high ground team, our staple high ground team, reminder, is not in this game. They got eliminated very early on. There's no Aqua versus Karma in this game. It's going to be Karma versus somebody else's. Fury, Link, and Siberia Jake just barely above Surge, maybe looking. And again, this is, again, I wouldn't want to fight that, but Vadil and Janice are going to be below Surge. They've got to be the aggressive one. And shot's going to go through. That's going to be 100 damage for Vadil. They will be above, trying to get any sort of remnants of that loot there, trying to get into the box as well. 196, they should be fine. But now as a solo, what can Vadil find? The only thing he finds is a shotgun shot to the face. He is going to be able to make it up. But no, I spoke too soon. They go down just with him as well.
Truly tragic. No chance for these guys to move over from Caddy Corner, but how much did it actually affect Floki, Clement, and Deceptos? Mongrel, Vino, ready to play all the way up top. Where's the third teammate is the question. Fury's also kind of left by himself. Link is somewhere nearby. If Aqua's not there in half and half, will definitely be new characters ready to fill the void, take the space, and control the game. Fury with a big shot, but now this team's aware of exactly where he is. Another one. He's getting too much for free. Isn't even building on the backside because they can't afford the mats, Clay. This is a desperate position.
Ready for the DLC expansion part 3 right now. No! This is even better. This is the twist in the main story, because look, you're right, we go off the mountain and there's only one way we can go back from there, Chayo, and every single direction is up a mountain. So everyone right now knows, hey, we go down, we have to have a way to get back up. They cannot use a launch pad here to go down, because if they do, going up, they have to waste every single one of their materials.
Thing is, though, if you don't have that many mats, or if you just want to be very greedy, going straight for low ground might be the play, especially if you're already on a lower layer. For Clement, Floki to sip those, that might be the case. Big siphon coming in for Clement. Gets a few more mats, he's maxed. And Aspect splashes to maybe keep his team alive. No, to sip those misses a few of those quadrary hits, but Clement will be there to stay alive for the end game. Everyone now in the air. Mongrel and Vino, the highest in elevation. They should be waiting for someone else to touch down first and then take Hyde away. Scram is fighting with Flois inside the backside of the storm. They pick up eliminations, but people have already touched down, Clay. They've kind of hit the surface of the moon, so to speak. It's a different world here right now, a planet of a game that's completely just not the same in variety, and Clement has to go all the way ahead. It was Floki who had all the HP, but he basically allowed this man to stay alive by himself. Can he do the impossible and win in the most impossible zone?
And I'm glad it's Clement that ended up, because they had more materials, they had more loot to their name. Yes, they didn't have as much HP, but just look, they have more room to operate with. That's the nice AR spray there from Clement, is able to do it. And I was wrong, we're not going up, but a beautiful use. No, ooh, barely gonna catch himself there on the edge of that zip line. It's so strong, but you have to be careful when falling down in Fortnite. Everybody's building out, everybody's gonna catch you. And look who's on the high ground. It's Chicky and company there, but Reason, Tayson, and Chapix just slowly floating their way on down. Reminds me of seasons ago, chapters ago of Fortnite, where everybody would launch pad down, everybody would fall down from these. 14 above for Clement, though, does have a safe haven for now, but there's only one spot now where this can go. It is up. It is going to be up. Clement is staying in a cone for whatever it's worth. They can't stay alive. They're going to go down. Karma falls now as well.
Look at the difference. Two different games of Fortnite just happening here at the same time. Jaku Rustretto all the way on height against Spork, Chicky, and Jimkey. Scramfloss and how they've kind of went all the way down and taken the highest possible layer of the low ground. Malibuka is also still alive, looking to maybe steal first place as Daya's gone down in front of him. Chapik's also taken out by MXR. They're getting elims after elims, and boom, one tag on the Jaku gets him the big elimination and a refresh on all the materials in the perfect spot, taken away. Super ultimate height. This is going to be a sick duel performance to watch as things go back up the mountain.
13 eliminations, now 14 eliminations, and there's still 16 more in the game for them to get. It doesn't even matter where they end up, first, second, third, or out of this game. With that many points, they're going to catapult into first. The question is, how many points can they get? Tayson gonna go down, so now it's all up to Chapik and Reason to try to be able to find something, find any points there. Here it is, the zone's finally going up the mountain. If you've played Ultimate Height, here is your victory. If you can just get there, they don't have a lot of build, so this is where it's gonna be concerning. Scram, Nate operating, Reason popping off, getting eliminations after eliminations, but look at Malibuku, look at his teammate Shizo there. They are doing so well, operating in tandem. It doesn't matter. It seems like they just have everywhere where they want them.
One of the most recent refreshes and a launch pad. They're getting ready for the big surprise pop, or maybe they're happy with the elim so far and just want to get as many as possible. Don't even care about the win. That might be the case. For Jimkey and Chicky are going to stop any launches all the way up to space. Malibuka will try his best to find footing, but no one can hit natural low ground. No one can find a way to live and get first place. They'll be strung high and dry. Malibuka builds up a bit, lands a huge shot and can't get the finish. Huge eliminations on the side of them though. 14 as the game wraps up. It's Chicky, Jimkey, and Fork that touch back down to earth and win game number 3.
Which is a great game for them. Again,